The room was dim, the air thick with the weight of indecision. Lima sat at her cluttered desk, head in her hands, staring at the mess of papers before her. Thoughts raced through her mind, tangled like the documents scattered across the table. This decision is too complicated. If I choose wrong, everything could go badly. But how do I even start? She sighed deeply, leaning back in her chair, closing her eyes as frustration settled in her chest. The problem felt too big, too overwhelming. Needing guidance, Lima set out in search of wisdom. Her journey led her to a grand, ancient library, its towering shelves filled with the knowledge of centuries past. At the center of the room, seated among the tomes, was the scholar, an old man with kind eyes that held the weight of experience. Lima hesitated for a moment, then stepped forward. Master, I have a big decision to make, but I feel lost. I don't know what to do. The scholar smiled, a knowing glint in his gaze. Tell me, Lima, do you know how to eat an elephant? Lima blinked in shock. Of all the things she had expected, this was not one of them. Eat an elephant? That's impossible. The scholar chuckled softly, his voice warm with patience. Not if you cut it into small pieces. He leaned forward. Strategic thinking is the same. It's like solving a puzzle. You break down a big problem into smaller, manageable parts. With a slow, deliberate motion, he unrolled an ancient map across the table. The parchment was covered in intricate symbols, winding paths, and unknown destinations. Look at this map, the scholar said. If you focus only on the destination, it feels overwhelming. But if you break it down into steps, first the river, then the bridge, then the village, it becomes clear. Lima studied the map, tracing the paths with her fingers. Slowly, realization dawned on her face. So, instead of trying to solve everything at once, I should break my decision into smaller steps. The scholar nodded. Exactly. Step 1, define the goal. Step 2, analyze the obstacles. Step 3, create a step-by-step plan. Then act on it one piece at a time. With renewed determination, Lima returned to her desk. This time, she cleared away the mess, taking a blank sheet of paper and writing at the top, big decision, small steps. She listed the key parts of her decision, breaking them down into manageable actions. With each step she wrote, her mind grew clearer, the weight on her shoulders lighter. A smile spread across her face. Now it makes sense. I was too focused on the whole problem instead of solving one part at a time. As she picked up her phone and took the first action needed, a voice echoed in her mind, the scholar's final lesson. Strategic thinking isn't about solving everything at once. Break it down, focus on each step, and the answer becomes clear. Every big challenge is just a series of small steps waiting to be taken. And with that, Lima took her first step toward clarity.